What's going on, guys? Noobs here. Well, it's the end of the week, and that means it's also the end of E3 2017. Sad times. So I thought we'd take a little look back and kind of review how Nintendo did this year. Starting with a real highlight for me is just, man, Nintendo's just got this thing nailed down, don't they? Like the whole process. I remember when they stopped doing the live presentations a few years ago, people freaked out, right? But like, just the whole structure, you have this short video to start things off with, and like, it's fast, it's exciting, there's lots of news coming at you, and then they take the rest of the week to just do all the demonstrations and stuff that otherwise would have bogged down a longer press conference. So I really approve of this system. All right, with that out of the way, let's just get through the lowlights. Now, overall, this was a good year for Nintendo. I'm really happy with how things went, but I mean, it wasn't all good, was it? And by far the worst of it was the silence on all things online and virtual console. Once again, with the interviews after the fact, Reggie just deflected questions, complaining about getting asked about Mother 3 all the time. You know what, Reggie? I don't want to hear it. How about you just give your customers what they want occasionally? Some other things, these are not such a big deal. Look, I was sad to not see any Animal Crossing or Donkey Kong, but you know what? Animal Crossing, at least, that's coming, right? Like, so it's okay. There were a lot of amiibo shown. I've completely lost track. I can't keep up with amiibo at all. Look, I guess every additional amiibo is good for whoever it appeals to, but I feel like it's kind of become so overwhelming that I've just tuned out new amiibo announcements. Look, I'm not a Monster Hunter guy, but clearly it has its vocal fans, and Capcom is doing some very strange things with the franchise. Look, this isn't so much about me just being a Nintendo fanboy and thinking everything should be on Nintendo platforms, but like that series was really built on handhelds. So the idea that the next Monster Hunter is going to be a console exclusive and exclude the Switch is just insane to me. And what's even worse is that the upcoming Monster Hunter kind of update, however you want to describe it, which is coming to 3DS and Switch, isn't going to get localized. Like, what are you doing, Capcom? And then, this is outside of the Nintendo stuff, but Beyond Good and Evil 2. Look, the trailer looked amazing. It set a really cool tone. But, I mean, they've basically said it starts development now, which is terrifying. That game is never coming out. I mean, Ubisoft is going to get acquired before they even get half finished that game. Also, the talk about there being, like, online components to it and stuff, like, man, plus the title. Come on. You can't make a prequel and call it Beyond Good and Evil 2. That doesn't fly. Also, look, it's been so long now I can't remember, but didn't the original game end on a cliffhanger? Like, come on, guys, get it together. Alright, so as I said, mostly it's highlights for me this year, and the highlights really outshine the lowlights, so let's get back to those. First of all, Super Mario Odyssey just looks so cool, doesn't it? Just thinking about all the possibilities with that game just continues to blow my mind. Watching the Treehouse demonstrations just make it look so inventive and crazy and just... I can't even describe it, all the insanity that's going on in that game. But I will call one thing out that I'm looking forward to, and that is bringing back Pauline, making her the mayor. Look, I also just love New Donk City as a concept. Kind of bringing us back to what I assume is the, kind of the setting of the original Donkey Kong game. Giving Pauline a role. It's just... Man, it just feeds my thirst for the Mario lore that they are always depriving us of. So I just think it's so cool. Metroid Prime 4. Obviously, huge announcement. I don't care how far away it is. That is just great to know that they have not abandoned that franchise. At the same time, I'm pretty weirded out, pretty suspicious of this not being from Retro. Like, they've said it's a new developer, so does that mean maybe they're setting up a new Western studio? That would be great news, but it also makes me wonder, is everything okay at Retro? And what are they working on? Speaking of Metroid, obviously, I've got to call out Samus Returns. That might have been my favorite, like, brand new announcement of the whole thing. And it wasn't even in their initial video, right? Because it's a 3DS game. But, like, that is exactly the kind of game Nintendo needs to make more of. You know, kind of quick wins like that just make fans so happy. It's clearly something, considering all of the fan remakes of Metroid 2 that are already out there and have already been done. Like, clearly this is something the people wanted, so good to see. And then seeing the new Yoshi and Kirby games, yeah, they're not until next year, but and in fact, they're not even necessarily the 2D platformers I personally wanted. Still, they're from the right developers, right? They're from Hal and Goodfeel. Like, so they're in good hands. These are not getting farmed out to, like, the lesser studios. These are going to be good games. You know, should also mention, it's worth saying, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 coming this year was a surprise, even though they told us it was coming this year. It's good to see. And, look, questionable character models aside, it should be a good game. And, man, the 2017 lineup for Switch is just so strong. And then finally, the Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle actually looks good. Like, who'd have thought? So that's great to see as well. All right, guys, let's pull up the old bingo card and see how I did this year. Well, I'll give myself half points on the Pokemon Stars prediction, since they said something about a Pokemon RPG. They did show Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I'll give myself that one, even though I predicted a delay. I called a 2D Metroid. Now, I said it was going to be a sequel, and I said it was going to be for Switch. But, like, that was so out of nowhere, I'm going to give myself that one. I don't see a bingo. But, look, obviously, I was pretty hopeful with this bingo card. I didn't get a lot of what I had hoped for. But, you know what? It was still, in my mind, a great E3 for Nintendo. This is like a solid B+ kind of year for them. They didn't blow me away too much, but it's a lot of exactly what they need to be doing right now. Better wrap this up before I lose my voice. So let me say, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys thought of E3 2017 this year. If you're not on board with Switch yet, did this year change your mind? And thanks for watching.